This is a tarot reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Tarot is not fortune telling. I will not tell you anything you don't already know. This is just a tool for your soul's expansion, so if you're okay with that, we're going to get straight into your video. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. What's the overall energy of this reading? I'm using a brand new deck, so it's like super stiff. At the bottom of the deck, you do have the Nine of Cups, so I see you sitting back and enjoying or having gratitude for, appreciation for accomplishing certain goals, or hitting like emotional milestones. So creating harmonious relationships or going after the things that you're passionate about, like creative outlets. You just like healing parts of yourself, things like that. You are able to sit back and kind of like look at everything that you've accomplished so far, and that's pretty on point for the end of the year. You know, it's good to look back and see how far you've come and everything that you've accomplished this year. But we do have the King of Wands, so it looks like you are feeling more confident about yourself. You are taking action that's aligned with your belief system, and so things are happening for you. And when that happens, our self-esteem raises naturally. So it seems like you're, deciding what it is that you want and taking action on that. You're not sitting around waiting for it to happen for you. You're not wishing it's going to happen. You're actually taking aligned actions, and so things are starting to move forward for you. And I think that you're in the self-mastery phase where you're doing, the daily routines, you're sticking to this schedule, you're doing it every single day, chipping away at the masterpiece that is your life, or this goal that you have for yourself, something that you want to attain. And yeah, you're just doing the everyday like tasks that it takes to get there. And you're almost there, so don't get discouraged. I think that you could have the tendency to get discouraged and just overthinking the process, overthinking how long things are taking, and then starting to let the little seeds of doubt basically like implant themselves into your mind. Maybe this could also be people speaking negatively onto your dreams, like telling you that it's unrealistic and things like that. But I feel like it's you telling yourself like that you should be farther along, or we should have started so long ago, or if I would have just kept being consistent back then, look how much farther I would be now, or like, what's the next step? Like, worrying today about tomorrow's struggles isn't going to get you anywhere. And I know it's easier said than done. This is something that I completely resonate with, and I completely understand, like to a T, of overthinking and just getting stuck in your head, especially as an air sign, getting stuck in your head and like repeating things over and over. Maybe it's like conversations you've had, or just decisions you've made, things like that, like actions you've taken where you're just overthinking it and worrying about it, and maybe it's keeping you up at night. Maybe you have a lot on your mind because there's a lot that you want to accomplish and you just feel like there's not enough time. Or maybe you get so overwhelmed with like the monotony of doing these daily things that it is like it doesn't leave room for you to do anything that makes you feel good about yourself. So I would say try to journal. If there's things that are on your mind, try to journal it away. Try to let it out through journaling. Try to let it out through meditation as well, grounding yourself, energetically moving your body. like a lot of the times people can have anxiety, and it's because they're trying to rest when their body isn't ready to rest. So, or like their mind has too much activity. So it's like channeling that through physical exercise or physical movement, going on a walk, doing anything, literally anything, other than sitting there and trying to sleep or something, or take a nap or rest or whatever, when your body isn't ready to, when you haven't wound down yet, when you're still stuck in your head. It's like moving your body before bed, or like also for some people it's like not doom scrolling before bed will be helpful. I know that if I like am editing YouTube videos or editing TikToks or whatever before bed, my mind is just like going, and then I can't go to sleep, and it's like I need to read or do something to relax myself before I go to sleep. So that can resonate for some of you. But yeah, there's a lot of overthinking about just like this journey. And I feel like also you have the Hermit card here, so it's like you could be agonizing over self-development in general, because you're taking all these actions, you're starting to see results, but it's taking a lot of time. And then I think because you're angling your energy towards self-development through doing all those things, like building something for yourself, you are starting to see more, like it's opening up opportunities to see more parts of yourself that you need to develop. And that can be overwhelming as well. It's like, okay, well, I got here and I thought that I'd be happy now, but now I have all this other stuff that I haven't even delved into yet that I need to really go in and like work on myself about. And that can be overwhelming as well too. But I think through gratitude and understanding how far you've come so far, it'll be easier for you to be happy with the progress that you're making, no matter how small. And then also being grateful for the opportunities that are presenting themselves to you, that are showing you more parts of yourself that you want to heal and that you want to develop and get better at. And I think that you will soon be taking action. Once you've like, you need to go within. Excuse me, you need to go within, and you need to understand like why there's a part of you that doesn't feel, or like couldn't find the straw, that doesn't feel content with where you're at. Because there's something anxiety, you have anxiety, and it's like you're doing all the right things though, and you're trying to feel better about yourself, but there's still some lingering anxiety. So really going within. But I think once you do that, you'll get like a download, and you'll get the answer that you're seeking. Let's pull some clarification cards. What's this 9 of Swords? Why is the 9 of Swords here? This deck is so crispy, it's crazy. I actually don't like it when decks are like this. I want them old and weathered. Page of Swords, Knight of Cups, King of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. I feel like you are afraid that you're not going to get where it is that you want to be, or like you won't, like I think maybe you think that you're not capable of, like you see yourself as a page. You see yourself as this beginner, or you see yourself as this newbie, this rookie in this experience, or like I've just started this journey, or I'm just starting to find myself, whatever, and I have so long to go, and I have so many more levels of emotional maturity that I want to reach until I feel good about myself, or like I have more to accomplish and more to learn about myself and about my craft, or whatever it is that you're working on self-development wise, that you're like projecting yourself into this worrisome state where you're like, I have so far to go, and I'm not going to feel good about myself until I no longer react to this, or I no longer like allow people to cross my boundaries, or it's something to do with like your relationships and like how you are interacting with other people, or like how you feel about yourself even. There's like self-love issues here where it's like, yeah, I think you're just worrying that you're never going to get to a place where you're fully happy with yourself or fully love yourself, because you're always going to feel like you need to learn more. But that's like a universal experience. And also, people will always feel like there's something else that they're grasping for and reaching for, because that's just like the human condition. It's like we are problem solvers. We want to solve problems. And so once we don't have a problem to solve anymore because we've solved it, then we project ourselves into another problem. So it's like you've reached this level of self-mastery, or you've reached a certain level of having things that you've always wanted, but you're still not happy. And it's because you are now reaching for the next goal. So I know that that is something that a lot of people struggle with, and it's just like the human condition of like never feeling content, because we're trying to seek happiness through external things, and it's really about self-love. So I feel like here, when you're trying to learn and when you're trying to get these, like, what's it called? You're trying to get this like sense of knowing about yourself. Like you want, like, not like certificates, but what is the word I'm trying to say? You want to feel qualified in what it is that you're doing, and you don't right now because you don't feel 100% content. But the way that you're gonna feel content is by choosing to love yourself right now where you're at. And it's gonna be a process where it's like you are gonna be a knight first and then go to a king. So it's like there's different levels to this emotional maturity that you're trying to reach. And I think it starts with you trying to learn more about yourself and learn more about whatever it is. Like you want more, like, oh, I can't think of the word. It's like you feel like other people are more qualified than you to be whatever it is that you're trying to be. And that's false. Everybody's qualified as they feel that they're qualified. And everyone, like, through you learning about yourself and trying to gather all this information to make yourself feel better, so you don't feel like an imposter, whatever this is, you will go on this journey of loving yourself. And when you do that, and when you understand that it's not all about getting to the next level and getting to the next thing and then I'll feel good about myself, when you decide that you feel good about yourself now and how far you've come now and how far you still have to go now, then you will feel better. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what's coming up in the cards for you. I'm going to pull like one more card, and then I'm going to do an oracle card. What's an action that Gemini can take moving forward? King of Cups, yeah, just emotional maturity. So how can you align with your actions with pure emotional intention? So when you speak to yourself, when you're speaking to other people, when you are washing the dishes, when you're moving your body, when you are journaling, when you are looking at yourself in the mirror, like how are you aligning yourself with self-love? And it's like, you know, even when you're communicating with other people, how can you talk to them the way that you wish that people would talk to you, even if they're not going to reciprocate that? There's something about self-love and just treating yourself with the love that you deserve, and loving yourself now with who you are now, and just really like you won't feel emotionally mature until you start embodying emotional maturity. So it's like, be that person now, even if you don't feel that way, even if you don't feel like you are qualified to be that way, because you still struggle, and you will. It's like you still have to just kind of like fake it till you can make it. Like it's just about embodiment. Let's go ahead and do an oracle card to end your reading, Geminis. Transformation number 42. Phoenix is an ancient bird that will burn himself every few hundred years to be born anew. He diligently builds his nest with cinnamon and frankincense, and then with one clap of his wings he ignites his nest into a blazing fire. He endures a night filled with roaring flames and insurmountable pain. When the sun begins to rise, he too emerges from the ashes, more brilliant and mesmerizing than the human mind can fathom. Phoenix comes with informative medicine. He says you are also on the verge of a total transformation. Although you may be still living a current reality that your past self manifested, the medicine of this card foretells a profound change is approaching. You are in the space in between jumping timelines. This timeline is your transition from a new version of yourself into the old version of yourself into the new and evolved version of yourself. Do not get caught in the trap of believing your current reality defines what lies ahead. It is very possible you are projecting old limiting beliefs onto the situation. Trust that all your effort over the last months and years are in the alchemical process of manifesting. You are now in the moment before you shift into your fullest self. You must believe the highest version of yourself is waiting and ready to be self-actualized. I hope that you guys like this reading. If it resonated with you, let me know how in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.